Good morning, almost afternoon to everyone out there, all my Facebook friends and members of the Recovery Center, no less. So I am just going to make a remake of some little oat banana muffins. I found some recipes and adjusted them accordingly, and I tasted too, and they're very delicious. So hopefully you will take your hand at some banana muffins, especially if you got stuck with like 4 or 5 pounds of bananas like I did. I didn't order that many. I ordered 7 or 8 and ended up with pounds of them. And I see you, David, so good morning. I got everything prepped. It won't take long. I just did half the recipe because I eat so many oatmeal, or a lot of oatmeal every morning. I found out I only had enough oatmeal for 1 batch, so I cut it in half. So anyhow, I will post the recipe, and I'm glad that I have you on here. Maybe if you like it, you can like and share, or if someone else pops up, we'll see. So anyhow, I'll just show you. I use my handy dandy, well, first my blender. You don't need a blender, but you can, that's what I did to make the oats more like an oat flour, and that way it makes it gluten-free. I don't worry about gluten-free. I just like the fact that it's, oats, because they're really good for you, and they help lower cholesterol, and they add soluble fiber. So that's what I'm doing, is adding the oats, which I already blended with, you can use a fork, by the way, but I already blended up my bananas, okay? And like I said, I have lots and lots of bananas. But anyway, I'm going to end up freezing any bananas I don't use today. And what I do, I actually put bananas in banana muffins. I put it in my oatmeal. I cut them in half when I freeze them and peel them, and put them in lock and lock type containers, real good, or Rubbermaid, or whatever you have that you can freeze bananas. And I cut them in half, and that way I can put in my oatmeal and just, microwave them with my walnuts if I don't use blueberries, okay? Because I always do blueberries or bananas. And so anyway, not to stand away, but I just use this, which my mom and sister, hi Mom, got me one. So anyway, I just blended the bananas, which I can show you. I'll put the camera down for a second. Sorry, my hand's in the way. Anyhow, I hope my thing was up. Hey, Linda. So just doing the little blendy thing. I already did it, really, but just so you know, I'm blending my bananas. That's why I'm wearing a banana shirt. I think you can see there. I got a little light in my eyes, but I just... Uh-oh. Sorry. Boy, I have problems here, don't I? Anyhow, I just did my little blending of my bananas. Let me hold that for a minute. So just blend. Like I said, I made a batch already, but I just took 2 ripe bananas and I cut them in half, and I need 3 hands. So just show you how I did that. And you could do it in a blender. You can do the whole thing in a blender, actually, because I looked at like tons of recipes, and they have blender muffins. But in this case, I just blended the oats and then blended the bananas, okay? So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put the thing down. I'll type up the recipe for y'all, because anyhow, I gave you a little sneak peek. But let me get this. I'm going to have to tape it like you do, Linda. That's always better. So I just have my bananas, and then I have my oats. They're not really completely fine, so that way you can do it really fine or not. And you can also use wheat flour, which is what I usually do. But this way, it's gluten-free, okay? So I got my bananas, I've got my oats, and then I melt it. You can use applesauce if you want, or if you have your favorite oil. I just like to stay away from the oils for the most part. And And then I just melted a little Smart Balance. I took a picture of all my ingredients and I posted it. And I will type the recipe, but that was just, so you know, it was a cup of oats, 2 bananas, and oh geez, say a third a cup of margarine, I don't think, or Smart Balance, actually. No, it's supposed to be a little bit less than that. It's actually a half a cup if you're doing a full portion, okay? If you're doing a half, it's a 1/4 cup, but I'll put all that. And then just 1 egg, depending on if you have a small or large egg. I think I usually buy large eggs, and they're the Eggland's Best. If you used egg beaters, it's 3 ounces or 1/3 a cup, okay? So anyway, you can do whichever one you want. I'm just going to stir that. And then honey or pure maple syrup is the sweetener, okay? Which at least either one of those have antioxidants. And it's not a lot. So this isn't real high in sugar. It's dairy-free. It's gluten-free. It does have the egg. There is such a thing as a flaxseed alternative to egg if you're strictly vegan. Okay? And then, let's see. I've got my baking powder and baking soda, which I'm just using a 1/2 teaspoon in this particular recipe. And you can do a dash of salt if you want. So I don't think you need me to put the thing down just to watch me put the baking soda and baking powder in. But let me just measure that out. I could have done that in advance, but I just got done pulling the last one out of the oven. So let's see here. Yeah, 1/2 teaspoon. Okay. So that should make it rise. And that's another reason I don't really like to add too much salt to things, because it already has it in the baking soda and baking powder. And then I pulled out some of the Toll House little chocolate chips, so you can put those on top if you want. You don't have to. And then you can put whatever kind of nuts you like. I like walnuts, and I got them crushed. I've got crushed pecans as well, so you could do that also. And then the let's see, I think I mentioned the applesauce, or not this recipe, but some recipes you could use prunes or pumpkin in lieu of oil, so keep that in mind. Do I get the right? Yeah, okay. Can't hardly see today. So let's see. Oh, and vanilla. Yeah, I want to add a little bit of vanilla, so I'll do that. Okay. If you don't have it, don't worry. If you like almond, you could use almond flavoring. I have the pure. You don't have to use the pure. You can use the, you know, the flavoring. I prefer the pure. Okay, so we got all that mixed up. And then I made the mini ones. So I'll show you those, but I'm going to put this in the bigger ones because it actually fits in my convection oven. I emptied out my big giant oven, which I put in my cabinet, so I won't have to deal with that anymore because I've been doing a lot of stuff. Yeah, the applesauce is in place of the oil, actually. Yeah. I think it'd be a little bit bland if you don't add a little bit of honey or pure maple syrup, although since the bananas are typically ripe, that adds some natural sweetness. So it's possible, I haven't experimented with this, but to add a little extra banana and, you know, that might help between the banana and the applesauce for the oil and the sweetness. But yeah, applesauce is in place of the oil. Same with the pumpkin. If you're to make like I don't know, a pumpkin chocolate chip one in lieu of the bananas. And those are really, really good too. I even have some pumpkin in there. So anyhow, because it's low calorie. So that would be lower calorie than the banana. That's for sure. And you know, I hear people say all the time, why is pumpkin only in the fall? You know, it's so healthy for you and low in calorie and good for you. But you know, you can have it all year round. And I actually do. I like pumpkin smoothies or muffins or whatever. So I'll just show you the little mini muffins. And then I'm just going to show you how I'm putting it in the pan. No big deal. I don't have, or maybe I do have a bigger scoop, but I probably do. But I just use the mini scoop on the mini muffins, okay? So it's just, I ate all my oats like I was telling David at the beginning. So I had to use the mini muffins so I could make 2 batches. So I need more oatmeal now. Actually, I think it's Costco that Ken said he's going to order us oatmeal. It's only 0.09 cents per ounce as opposed to typically like 50 cents an ounce or something. So, he knows I go through so much oatmeal. So anyway, they're really moist. They're really yummy. I have some, I really made a boo-boo though. I was putting them in the pan and I forgot the oats. So I had to take them all the way out and then put the oats in and put them all the way in. So thank God I didn't cook it without the oats. So anyway, I got them out and they taste really moist and yummy. And so, I mean, I don't need to eat it to show you, but these are mini ones. They're like a carb and maybe a half a fat. But you can tell they're, they got the little chocolate and the, I don't have to squeeze them, but they're just really moist and yummy, and chocolate chips and walnuts. You can leave the nuts out if you want, any kind of nut, any kind of chip, or just leave that out and just have a pure banana oat muffin. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to dip it into my bigger pan. So since it made 12 mini, I'm going to make 6 large, okay? And that way, 350 degrees. It took only about 10 to 12 minutes for the minis. The bigger ones, I'm going to say it's going to take a little bit longer, obviously, closer to 15 or so. And these got pretty brown, but I wanted to make sure they were cooked all the way through. And I used the toothpick to check, and they were done. So that's really it. So I don't know. I don't want to eat a third one because, I'll get carried away. But what I'm going to do, I have all my containers where I'm going to cut up my bananas, like I said, and freeze them, put them away. And then also, if you make these and you don't have somebody to share them with, then I would freeze the muffins, okay? You could do that. I avoid sugar them. You can make them pretty with powdered sugar, but sugar is inflammatory, so I do not put sugar in my coffee or on my cereal or on my oats or on anything. These taste very sweet with the bananas, and especially since I had a little bit of chocolate chip. And of course, oats are naturally sweet, and they also help you feel sort of like a good mood, serotonin type thing, and help you relax and stay calm. They even have like an over-the-counter thing made of oats to help you stay calm. So honestly, no sugar for me. If you want sugar, go for it, okay? But anyhow, I'm just going to go ahead. I'll just show you. Yeah, I mean, nobody here needs to see this, but other people might if they watch it later. So anyhow, let me just try to put this down. I need to tape it. I am so sorry. That's not a good thing. But I'm just going to basically, I already sprayed this. So if you can see that, I'll just go ahead and put these in here. I might even get more out of it than I thought. So I know Ken's looking forward to it after a week of being outside all day in the sun. And he bought these fancy dancy. If you want to, I'll show you. They got a little bit of fat in them, so I don't know if I encourage for everybody. But Linda, if you're trying to get your appetite going, he bought these at Amazon. Oh my gosh, I had it for breakfast. It's called birthday cake. They're made by Cold Stone Creamery, and they're protein bars. So if you want something that tastes really yummy without going to the trouble, he got a box of them. And they're sort of like Rice Krispie treats, but they've got 20 grams of protein in it. So anyway, just a thought. I was like, wow, Cold Stone Creamery makes these protein bars. Says everybody feels like a cheat day. So yeah, I had a cheat day for breakfast. Anyhow, I steal his protein bars. And then he buys more and more and more. Anyhow, so that's all. I'm just going to end with that. Yeah, this thing, it might end up making all 12 actually, because I had a little left over from the last batch. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna preheat the oven 350. I think I can fill up this whole thing actually. So, oh yeah, you know what? I actually, Linda, thanks for that information. I have silicone minis and maxis, not maxis, big ones. So I didn't use them today, but I do have the silicone. You can use them just on a pan, or you can put them in here. I didn't use those today, but that's because partly it gives me like more things to clean. So anyhow, I do have those. But yeah, you can, thank you, that you can get the, I don't have any liners right now, but I have the silicone. So you can go with that if you want, or not. But thanks for that tip. So anyway, okay, have a happy Friday. I had to use some bananas. I'll tell you, I'll show you how many I got, really. Well, let's see. Well, oh yeah, here. What's that song? Who wants bananas today, or whatever. And I even had 2 more sets I've been working on this week, between myself and Ken, and the oatmeal and snacks and everything else. So, and then of course these 2 batches. So the lady really, I did a little complaining at the store of interest I won't mention, and they just ignored me. Anyhow, okay, well, I didn't talk long, obviously, but that just shows you how quick it is. You just mise en place, put your ingredients out, and I had all of them. So there you go. I'm just going to continue to fill up this pan, preheat, cook, and check it with a toothpick, and go about my little day. So I hope you all have a nice Friday, and you feel well, and stay out of the heat. Peel and freeze. I know. I know. And I'll use the bread. That's exactly right. I'll use the bread things that you bought me for my birthday, Linda. So thank you very much. I was going to do that, but I knew these would cook quicker. So anyhow, thanks you guys. I'll type up the recipe and put it on there. Okay. Thanks. Have a great day. I appreciate my faithful viewers. Signing off. You too. You have a great weekend too. Thank you. Oops.